Hi everybody and welcome to this something number episode of Hip Hip BarbaKnitStories. My name is Linda and I'm talking to you from Reykjavik, Iceland. It's been a long time since I did a podcast, but I decided to use the opportunity of being home alone with a dog and 3 cats, and record a little bit of an update. Like I said, it's been a while and I'm kind of out of practice. I came to the realization that the thing that I don't like about podcasting is actually the editing. So I'm going to try to just like improvise or something. I'm just going to talk and show you my finished objects and the works in progress and all that kind of stuff. I also decided to record on my phone because it's a little bit easier than like recording on the camera, importing it, exporting it, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So I'm trying to make things a little bit more simple for myself so that I may be able to podcast more often. Anyway, I'm just gonna jump right in and show you some of my finished objects first, and then we'll go on to what I'm working on at the moment. I've finished quite a bit of things. Some of them I don't have, and since I'm not going to edit this, I'm not gonna insert any photos, but I will include links to the projects and the things that I'm talking about in the description box that you can find right below this video. The first thing is what I'm wearing. This is a Dustland sweater by Stephen West. I test knitted this for him out of La Bien-Aimée Corey worsted in my favorite color of all time, Yellow Brick Road. Stephen gave me this yarn so that I could make myself this sweater because I absolutely fell in love with it when he was designing it. And this is something that I've been wearing like so much since I finished it, and I love it. I love the fit of it. I love the yarn. It's really, I don't know how to explain it. It's the perfect sweater for me. I really like it. I love the texture. It's so much fun to knit because the repeats are not that long and you're always changing it up and doing something different. And it's something that I've been wearing quite a lot. I really enjoyed this sweater. I made the size small. I followed the instructions completely. Apart from the sleeves, I didn't do any decreases until I got to the cuff, and then I decreased to the number of stitches in the pattern and did the cuff. So yeah, that was the only modification that I did. If you can hear some slurp 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 sound, that's my dog Huye, who's drinking water because we were playing with a frisbee outside and he's kind of exhausted, the poor thing. Anyway, this is the first finished object. The next finished object that I'm going to show you is a Fanta Stitch sweater that I made for my wife Hjördís. This is also something that she has been wearing non-stop. She's out of the house at the moment, so I managed to make her leave it at home so that I could show it to you guys. This is the Fanta Stitch sweater by Stephen West. And this is just I used all the colors, all the yarn. Stephen sent us like a huge pile of all kinds of scraps. They were not really scraps, they were just like some full skeins, some mini skeins, some skeins that he had wound up and used a little bit of, but like I have enough yarn left over to make probably 2 more sweaters out of the yarn that he sent. But this is the fantasy sweater. I made the size large. And yeah, it's super fun. This is also like a big, fun, gather your scraps, do your thing kind of sweater. And I know the orange is Westwool Tandem. Here we have some Lola Bean Yarn Company. Here we have some random, I don't know what. The green here is some Mominogi. The pink is just a mini skein that I don't remember who it came from. This is Republic of Wool. Don't know. And I included, I either used DK weight or fingering held double, or 1 strand of fingering with a strand of mohair throughout the entire sweater. And I just did whatever I wanted to do. I just played around with some of the yarns that Steven sent me and made my wife this beautiful sweater that she loves more than anything, I think. She wears it all the time. Okay. Of course, I've been making some socks because I'm always making socks. I always have socks on my needles. I knit them at home. I knit them at the office during my coffee breaks. And just, yeah, socks are my go-to project to have like on the go all the time. These socks I made for Aiko, who is, here this is my wife's daughter, who is 10. And the main color, the blue, is from Opal. Yeah, it's Opal. It's from their Dragon Fantasy line or something like that. And she picked this beautiful green that I had in my stash. It's leftover Twisted Finch, who's unfortunately not dying anymore. But she kind of loved the green contrast with the blue. And I really love how these turned out. Super fun. And I love the marling effect of this yarn. It's beautiful. And it kind of has not a hint of green, but this green goes really, really well with the blue. So I think she did a great job picking the contrast, because I let her, we went to the knit store and she picked out this yarn, and then we got home and she picked this for the contrast color. And I think she did a really, really good job picking it out. Turned out beautiful. Okay, then I have some really, really special socks to me. I made these for myself. A while ago, my friend Tracy sent me a skein of her handspun yarn. I had never made socks from handspun yarn, but rumor has it that they are beautiful, like luxury kind of socks. So I really, really wanted to make some. And I was talking to Tracy on Instagram and asking her about her most recent handspun socks. And she was like, yeah, I sent you a skein of my handspun and you can absolutely use it for socks. So I did it. These are really precious to me. I only wear them like around the house with slippers on. I don't want them to get ruined in my shoes or something. So they are like, when I'm cold during the evenings, I wear these socks. And look at this beautiful, beautiful yarn that she spun and gave me. I love this so much. These are my favorite pair of socks that I've ever made, I think. This is the second sock. They are amazing. I love them so much. Thank you so much, Tracy, for this beautiful yarn. Yeah, these are really, really precious to me. And I try to, like I said, I only wear them around the house. I don't want to wear them in shoes just so they don't get holes or something in them. But yeah, the colors are so, so, so beautiful. I love them. They're the best socks. And yes, socks made of handspun yarn are absolutely precious and beautiful, and you should treasure them and wear them with pride. Okay, what do I have more? I have some notes here that I'm looking at. I also finished the shawl that I started in 2018. It's called Kaldbakur. It's a design by my friend Dagga from Litla Prjónabúðin. She designed it probably in 2018 or 17 or something. And I started it in 2018 when I had the Icelandic knit along. Anything Icelandic knit along, I think I named it. And I put it aside because it has a knitted on border, and that's something that I really, really do not like doing. I love the outcome of it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. You can check out some of the photos. I will link the Ravelry project down below, and it's also on my Instagram. But doing a knitted bind off, I'm not a fan of it. I love the outcome, but I'm not a fan of doing it. But yeah, I finished it. I made it with tinned llama wool from Camaros in beautiful grays and pinks and red, and it turned out beautiful. I gifted it to Hjördis's grandmother, who loves it. She wears it all the time. She called us the other day and was so thankful and so appreciative of the shawl. And yeah, I'm very happy that I actually managed to finish the thing and give it to somebody that absolutely loves it as well. And the last finished object that I want to show you guys is actually my design. I had this idea in my head for quite some time, and then I decided to just go for it, write it down, put it up in Excel, and just get it out of my system, kind of. I don't know. I'm just gonna show it to you guys. It's a cowl or an infinity scarf that uses old Icelandic or Scandinavian motifs that have been found around mostly in embroidery around Iceland, in churches, in people's houses, like all over the place. Some of them are absolutely straight from these old items, but some of the motifs in this design is something that I came up with and designed myself. So I made 2 samples. This is the prototype. I made this with Rauma Finul in 2 colors, and you knit it on circular needles in a tube, and then you graft it together. And this is what it looks like. It has 19 different motifs, which are separated by this line of dots. I think it's called lice in Norway. It's just knit one with your main color, knit one with the contrast color throughout. But yeah, it has these all kinds of different motifs on them. We have some birds, we have some flowers, we have some things, we have reindeer, some things, snowflakes, some things, hearts, some things, roses, diamond, flowers, something, flowers, leaves, a lion. I think this is my favorite motif. I think it's beautiful. Chickens, yeah, we're there. We've gone the round. This is my prototype that I made with Rauma Finul. And then my beautiful friend Amy from LaBNMA offered me yarn support for another version. And here I mixed up the order of the motifs, and I include in the pattern, you can buy the pattern on Ravelry. I will link it down below, and I will offer a 20% discount from today. Today is June 3rd until midnight my time on June 10th. So for a week you can get the pattern for 20% off. And I include yardage notes for both the Rauma Finul and the LaBNMA yarn for each motif. So if you have scraps, if you have leftover yarn, if you have some odd bits and pieces that you want to use up, you can absolutely use your scraps for this project. And you can organize the motifs any way you like. It, you know, I mark them like from 1 to 19, and you can just do them in the order that they come in, but you can also play around and just, you know, do it any way you like. And if you want a cowl that just wraps around once, you just do half of the length. But if you want a double layer thing, you do all the 19 motifs. And I'm very proud of this. This is like my baby. Yeah, it took a lot of encouraging from my wife and from my friends and from Steven and like all the people around me to actually do it and publish it and go for it. And my friend Einar took some beautiful photos, and I just had all the support in the world, so I decided to just get over myself and put it out there. And there are already some beautiful projects on Ravelry and Instagram. It's called Minster. Minster means pattern in Icelandic. And yeah, I love it. I'm actually very proud of it. And it's fun to make. I may make some more. I love the chickens, the birds. This is, the main color here is Yellow Brick Road, same as in my sweater. And the neon crazy beautiful pink is Floral Morganite from LaBNMA. It's lovely. I really, really, really love this. I love shawls. I wear shawls a lot, but sometimes, especially here in Iceland, we get a lot of wind. So if you have like a big drapey shawl and the wind is blowing, it kind of like sometimes blows in your face and, you know, kind of gets in the way sometimes, especially if I'm out walking the dog. But this just stays put and looks good. I love it. So if you want 20% off, you can have 20% off with the code that I will put in the description box, and you can get this pattern for yourself. Okay, that's all the finished objects that I'm gonna show you. I'm sure I have more, but some of them have been gifted away. I made some socks for friends. I made all kinds of things, but most of my projects are always on Ravelry or my Instagram or both. Most of them are on both. So, I'm gonna show you some whips as well. The first thing that I'm gonna show is kind of rolling all over. I'm gonna go down. It's a super, super scrappy and fun blanket that I'm making of all kinds of leftover yarns. And when I say all kinds, I absolutely mean all kinds of leftover yarn. They're all fingering weight. Most of them are hand dyed. Not all of them, but most of them. And I decided to do them in the color order of the pride flag. So I started with red, went to orange, went to yellow, green, blue, and purple. And I always hold 2 strands together, one of them being the rainbow. The second one is a neutral, black, gray, or white. This is a ball that I'm working with the neutrals. And this is the ball that I'm working with now, at this moment, of the greens. I'm more than halfway done with the greens. And the blanket looks amazing. I love it. This is like my TV knitting go-to project that I work on every single night. It's huge. So I have 180 grams of each color. And then I just did like a magic knot and I cut it here and there and just made a ball of every color family. And when I finished the yellows, I started decreasing. So you can see there's like a little corner here. This is the decrease and this is the increase. I start with, this is massive. Started with 4 stitches here. This is my end. I have 4 stitches on my cast on. And then I knit 2, yarn over, knit to end. Knit 2, yarn over, knit to end. Knit 2, yarn over, knit to end. And it grows. And grows. And it grows. And grows. We're still in the pinks and reds here. Whew. Orange. And yellow. Ooh. And green. I love this project so much. So when I finished the yellow, I started decreasing the blanket. So it's a square. When I started decreasing, I had 460 stitches on my needles. I counted, yes I did. And when I start decreasing, I knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, knit to end. Turn my work, knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, knit to end. So you get this yarn over, like knit 2, yarn over, edge here. I love it. I think I'm just gonna wear it. I think it's gonna be a super drapey I'm obsessed with this blanket. I have a problem. Look. How beautiful is this? I'm very happy with it. I did one, I showed it on my podcast, I think. I did one a while ago for my grandfather with leftover yaku that I had in my stash. And I also I didn't do like a complete rainbow, but like a fade of colors. And I also had held two strands together, one a neutral and then a color on 4.5mm needles, and I did exactly the same thing. This is like grandma's favorite dishcloth pattern from Ravelry. It's a free pattern. I told you the pattern, it's free. Very simple, very TV knitting friendly, and you can just knit and you don't really have to think. And yeah, I'm obsessed. I love it so much. Yeah, okay, enough about the blanket. But I encourage you to use your scraps and make something beautiful out of them like this. It's worth it, believe me. Okay. Next project that I have next to me is Ranunculus. So I am making a Ranunculus for there's a knitting festival here in Iceland next weekend. It's from June 10th to June 12th. I'm teaching two classes there. One of them is called Color Emotions. I did it last year as well. And it's basically about encouraging people to use their scraps, use their what they have, and marl and blend and not be caught up about oh, I only want to use this, like I'm making this shawl, it has 5 colors and they all need to be the same base from the same dyer, blah blah blah. You don't have to do that. If you want to do it, it's fine, but you absolutely do not have to. You can use your scraps for basically anything. The only thing that's stopping you is you. And that's basically what my class is about. And it's really fun. I really enjoyed teaching it last year. And rumor has it that people were happy with it. So I'm making a ranunculus for that knitting festival weekend. It looks like this. This is some linen. I'm working on the ribbing right now. I haven't decided how long I want the sleeves, if I'm just gonna leave them short or if I'll make them like elbow length or something. Yeah, this is linen and cotton. It's beautiful, but it's very strange to work with. It's really rough, but I've heard that it softens up beautifully once you wash and block it, so that's what I'm counting on. I went up north to Akureyri in April with my mom, and we got to see my sister's kids, and there's a beautiful local yarn store up there called Garn í Gangi, and they had this yarn, and I had been squishing it for a while, and I absolutely fell in love with this color. It's kind of mossy. It's beautiful. I really love it. And I decided then and there that I was going to make myself another ranunculus with it. It doesn't look like much now because I haven't washed and plucked it, but I think it's gonna be beautiful. And yeah, working on the ribbing. I'm not gonna make it, I think the pattern says you should make it like really long. I'm not gonna make it super long. I want it a little bit cropped so I can use it over dresses and high-waisted jeans and stuff. And yeah, it's super fun. I'm gonna see if I can find the, oh yeah, here it is. The ball band for the linen, cotton linen blend. It's 75% linen and 25% cotton from Karen Noe Design. It's probably going to be mirrored because I'm recording with my front camera so I can see what I'm doing. But it says Linea Linen from Nature, Karen Noe Design. And yeah, I'm excited to wash and block it and see how it softens up and becomes even more beautiful. The other sweater, I have another sweater on my needles. I actually have a lot of them, but like the current VIPs is something that I'm showing now. I'm making another one of these. I'm making another Dustland sweater for my wife. And it looks like this. Let me see. This is the front. Pretty. I have finished one sleeve and I'm doing decreases on this one and a really long cuff because that's what she wants. Yeah, so it did decreases here and I am working on the body. It's a little bit wrinkled because it's been staying in a project bag. I put it aside because I'm working on other things that have deadlines and stuff. But the yarn that I'm using for this is also from the store up north called Garnigangi. And it's this Peruvian Highland wool from Filcolana. It is, let me see. I'm gonna have to put on my glasses so that I can read this because I can't see anything. It is 100% virgin wool. The color is 811. And yeah, I really like this yarn. It knits up beautifully. The stitch definition is great on this. And I really love the color. It's a little bit heathered. You can't really see it on camera, but it's a little bit heathered. And yeah, it's beautiful. Blue sweater with yellow sleeves. No. Like I said, one sleeve is done. I'm making the size large. And this one will be for my wife. I'm not sure that I'm gonna finish it this summer. Probably not until this fall. But yeah. Drop the needle. I'm knitting everything according to pattern. I'm doing the sleeve decreases regularly throughout. And yeah, that's it. It's very pretty. Next project is also, there's the theme here. This is also yarn that I got from Garnigangi in Akureyri. I'm making socks for Hjördís. She's getting all the socks these days. I finished one sock. This is the first sock. This is knit with Sauberball. I like this color so much. It's so fun and bright and beautiful. I made my garter heel. There's a tutorial that I recorded a long time ago. It's on my channel. You can find it. I will try to remember to link it down below in the description box. And yeah, heel flap, garter heel flap, gusset, 64 stitches on two 25mm needles. This is the yarn. And here is the second sock. I've finished the leg, the heel, the gusset decreases, and I'm working on the foot They're not gonna match, but life's too short for matching socks. Yo, socks, socks, socks. Always socks. Speaking of socks, okay, my last video was recorded in Amsterdam. Me and Hjördís went to see Steven. We spent 5 days there and it was amazing. It was so good to be able to travel. It was so good to see Steven. It was so good to see the pups and just visit Amsterdam and meet all my people, and it was so great. While I was there, we recorded a Q&A, which is my last video, if you want to see it. And I also adopted a sock project from Steven. Steven is not a sock knitter. He wants to be, but he's not. So we went over that a little bit in the video, and I adopted a pair of socks that he started a year and a half ago or something, like quite a while ago. And I remember these things. I know everything that he's working on all the time. Well, most of the time. And I remembered these socks and I was like, hey, how are the socks coming along? And he was like, don't talk to me about the socks. I don't want to talk about the socks. No socks, blah, blah, blah. So we made a deal. I was going to adopt the project, finish it, write down everything that I did, and we were going to release the socks as a pattern. So there are Westnet socks coming up. I don't know when, maybe this fall or something, but they are pretty incredible, if you ask me. So yeah, these are the painting honeycomb socks. They also have the garter heel and a heel flap and gusset, and they are striped on the bottom and have the honeycomb pattern on the top. I just started the toe decreases, and I will be working on them this evening, I think, to try to finish these. How beautiful are these? Huh? I love them. I'm so happy that he let me adopt this project and just get it over and done with. Look how beautiful. Yeah, painting honeycombs socks coming up. You can all thank me, not Steven. Well, okay, both of us, because he started it, but I'm gonna finish it and make sure that it gets the attention that it should get, because it's a beautiful design. And yeah, hey. Anyway, I think I'm done. I'm done. I've been talking for 40 minutes and I'm done. A bit of a life update. Like I said, we went to Amsterdam. It was amazing. Amsterdam is always so fun, and it's always so nice to see Steven. We really enjoyed our time there. We had so much amazing food. We biked around the city with the pups, and I don't know, it was so good. It was so fun to be able to travel again, and I'm so thankful that we are able to. We have been preparing for summer. We're going camping. I'm going up north to teach these classes next weekend, and Hjördís is gonna take the kids in our camper van and go somewhere where the weather is nice, which is kind of a hit and miss here in Iceland during the summer. You know, you can't really depend on the weather to be great, but we're gonna try to chase the sun and spend at least a week with the kids just camping and having fun. We did it last summer and it was amazing, and we're doing it again this summer. Work is going great. I'm still at the same place with my regular job, but I'm still Steven's testnet coordinator, and that's going really well as well. There are so many projects coming up. This man never sleeps, I think. And yeah, life is pretty good. What did I write down? Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions for me, just leave a comment, subscribe, spread the joy, and I will see you hopefully very soon, because I'm gonna try again to be a better podcaster. But having a full house is, you know, finding the time to sit down and do this can sometimes be kind of hard. But I really do enjoy this and I miss it. Now I'm gonna make myself a pizza and talk to Huye, because I think he misses me there in his corner. And then I'm gonna knit and watch some crappy TV. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, you can have 20% off my pattern Minster with the code in the description box down below for 7 days. It will expire on June 10th. Yeah, on June 10th. The 20% will be no more. And yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful time doing everything that you love, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.